Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video we have a lot to talk about, including the Commanders being favorites to land Bill Belichick in 2024, an important injury update, and also some Chase Young trade talk from PFF. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well. Make sure you guys check out Game Time, link in the description. Alright, so let's start off with the Bill Belichick thing. I had a couple people at me on Twitter wanting me to make a video on this, so I'll just talk about it for a little bit. I don't think it's a big deal at all. They are the favorites to land Bill Belichick, but I think the main reason is it's because the Commanders have one of the highest chances of moving on from their head coach, not because of their record, it could be, but mostly because they have a new owner. And when you bring in a new owner, almost all the time, that owner wants to bring in his own guys. So whether, Josh Harris is probably going to bring in his own GM, and that GM will help find that next head coach that they want. So that's probably the thought process there. And they know the Commanders are going to have a new coach, like 90%. So that's why we're the favorites. And, Bill Belichick, I honestly don't see Bill Belichick going anywhere but New England. I think he'll either retire or I don't think they're going to fire him. I think they have a lot of respect for him, but also at the same time, I don't think he's going to want to go to another team. And at this point, do I want Bill Belichick? I know he's a legendary head coach, but if he's going to come to the Commanders, he is going to want a lot of power. It's going to be a coach-centric approach. He's going to be the general manager. I don't want a repeat of that with Belichick and, with what happened with Rivera. Obviously, Bill Belichick is way better than Rivera, but, he hasn't been great as a GM recently, and I just don't want that here. He's also old, a defensive-minded coach, and there's nothing wrong with both those things, but I kind of want a young, offensive-minded guy, and Bill Belichick is the complete opposite of that. So that's just why I don't want to spend too much time on this, because it doesn't really matter. It's not going to happen. I would give it close to a 0% chance that Bill Belichick is our head coach next year. If that happens, maybe not 0, maybe 2-3%. But for a lot of different reasons, I do not think it's going to happen. Okay, let's go move on to some other things. Jamison Crowder named NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Had that 61-yard electric return, almost had a touchdown. Shout out to Jamison Crowder. He will be the returner for the rest of the year, as long as he stays healthy, knock on wood there. But, Dax Milne's on IR. They won't bring him back off IR unless they need to, and they haven't, there seems like no need for them to bring him off IR. Crowder's been good. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities to showcase it, but, the defense is only forcing a couple punts a game, but that was a great punt return, and they might not win that game without that punt return, because that really switched things up for them, and that got them a touchdown. So shout out to Jamison Crowder on that, and hopefully that continues for the Commanders. And that was the first Washington player that got any of the honors, whether it's offensive, defensive, or special teams player of the week. So great there for Jamison Crowder. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about the trade thing real quick, and then we'll get into injury reports. So PFF just put out 10 NFL trade deadline deals we'd like to see, projected value, and an analysis. And again, this is not really any rumors. It's just basically what they want to see with some players that could get traded. And they said Chase Young to the Ravens, which would make sense. They need some pass rush help. And I believe the compensation was 2 third-round picks. And I don't want to do that. Chase Young's been good for us, and I just want to see it play out. And, I think he'll continue to ball out. So if you really need to, after a couple, you can wait until the deadline and maybe get a little bit more from him than, those 2 third-round picks. Also, you can franchise tag him. You can franchise tag him and extend Sweat, or do the opposite. But if you franchise tag him, you can also trade him if he just had a great year. So I think for all those reasons, I don't really think there's a need to trade Chase Young right now. He's been good, probably been our best pass rusher this year. Him and Montez Sweat have been good. And I just keep Chase Young. 2 third-round picks isn't going to do a lot for you. And if he leaves, you'll get a third-round comp pick anyways. So I just don't see I don't think it makes sense to trade Chase Young. And if you want to, again, you can franchise tag him and get almost close to his full value in the offseason when you trade him to another team. So I think that would make sense for sure. And real quick, a word from our sponsor today. And a huge shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's video. Sometimes when I'm trying to buy last minute tickets, I can't find any, or I don't know what the view will be from the seats, but that won't be an issue at all with Game Time. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, and comedy events. They offer killer last minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. I've personally loved buying tickets through Game Time. I recently bought tickets to the Commanders-Bears game. It was a really good and easy experience. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You get to see the view from your seat before you buy. They also don't have hidden fees, and you can buy the tickets with 2 taps within seconds. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SCHMITH for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SCHMITH, that's SCHMITH, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Okay, I'm back to the video again. Just don't really think it makes sense to trade Chase Young right now. I don't think Rivera is motivated to do it either. I don't think they've, Chase Young and Rivera have always seen eye to eye, but Rivera wants to win. Chase Young will help him do that. And Rivera just needs to win. He's not going to trade Chase Young. I really don't think so, unless there's a great offer and maybe there's a good player involved and they can get some picks. That's the only way I see it happening. And even then, I just think they'll wait till the offseason and let the new regime decide, or if there's still the regime, they can trade him then and franchise tag him or extend him if they want, and that could perfectly work out because he's played 5 games, 3 sacks, he's been decent, getting good pressure, and that this is really his first season back from that major injury. Last year he played like 2 or 3 games, so he could even get better. We will see, but I would definitely keep Chase Young for now. And now just a quick injury report. We got a lot of stuff, so it might not be too quick, but for the Commanders, we got, and I'm going to guess that doesn't make it too much zoomed in, but Kendall Fuller, DMP, Chris Rodriguez, DMP, but it was a personal, so hopefully everything's good with him, but he should be good for the game. And then a long list of limited: Jonathan Allen, Cameron Curl, Christian Holmes, Chris Paul, James Smith-Williams, and Montez Sweat. And then Sam Cosmi and Benjamin St. Juste were on their injury report, but all good to go. So my level of concern for these guys, I'll go through it. So obviously Chris Rodriguez is going to play unless this issue, keeps going, but he should be good. Kendall Fuller, I think it'll be fine. They didn't put him on IR or anything. If he's a DMP on Thursday, then you're feeling a little bit, worried, but he'll probably go from a DMP to a limited. Jonathan Allen, he'll be fine. He's dealing with that plantar, however you pronounce it. People have told me in the comments before how to. I always forget. But he's dealing with that. That's a lingering issue, so he's limited. That's fine. Cam Curl, limited with an ankle. If he's limited, he's probably going to be playing. Christian Holmes was out last week. He's limited. That's good. It's progressing. He might be able to play. Chris Paul, doesn't really matter because he's inactive, but limited. I don't know. We'll see if he plays. I think almost all these guys will play. Montez Sweat, he's not missing a game because of a finger injury. And then, James Smith-Williams, I think he'll be good to go. We'll probably have like 2 or 3 questionables on the injury report, but I think everyone else should be good to go. For the Giants, they got a lot of injuries. So, Evan Neal did not practice. Let's see. Matt Pert, another offensive lineman, did not practice. Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver at Kentucky, did not practice. Jean-Michael Schmitz, another offensive lineman, did not practice. Andrew Thomas, another offensive lineman, did not practice. So, Andrew Thomas very likely not playing in this game, and then some of those other offensive linemen won't play as well. Their offensive line, these guys right here were starters. Almost all of them were starters once the season started, and their offensive line was awful. And now these guys are out, and Andrew Thomas, one of the best left tackles in all of football, he's out for this game and likely for another 2 games, or at least like 1 game after that. That's a huge blow to them. I mean, he's a really good offensive lineman in this league. And then Jean-Michael Schmitz is solid as well. Not sure how long he's going to be out for. I think he's missed like 2 games. And then Evan Neal's not great, but he starts for them at right tackle. and he did not participate. Don't know if he's going to play, and the same thing with Matt Pert, but it's ugly for them on the injury front, and they got like a ton of other guys that were, limited. I'm just actually going to look right here. Jordan Renan, if you guys want a quick Giants follow, go ahead and follow him. You get, a lot of, good Giants, updates and stuff. That's what I use. So he updates on the Giants offensive line. They signed Justin Pugh, who played for the Cardinals before. I think he played for the Giants as well. He had an okay game with the Giants against the Bills. They said John Michael Schmitz seems likely to miss another game this week. And then Evan Neal, his ankle's swollen a bit, a legit concern this week. And then Matt Pert still out. And then, they also put the guy that was replacing Evan Neal, Josh Izudu, he is out as well. I think they put him on IR. So they have so many guys out on this offensive line. If this defensive line does not dominate, it's an issue. And, they need to get called out, deservedly so if they don't ball out against this defensive line. It doesn't have to be a 5-6 sack game. That would be great. I would love that. I'm kind of expecting that out of them, a 4+ sack game. But if they get 2 or 3 sacks, but they're forcing so much pressure that Gerard Taylor or Daniel Jones, you got to throw it away quick, and it really limits their offense. Hey, that's still dominating. It's just dominating in another way. So we'll see what happens there, but their offensive line is not looking good. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and check out Game Time. Peace, guys.